just walked in the door, so I gotta go say hi to them. I'll be right back.
Oh god. Matthew, no. Why were you apart? Is Z114? And Mech Ready. Couple of voices for Minecraft Story Mode. Don't care much about Danganronpa. Voices of just random ass soldiers in Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. Also played the voice of Robin, the Tim Drake Robin for Batman Arkham Knight. Final Fantasy Type 0. God, this guy is in a bunch of games I either have an interest in or have actually played.
Indeed.
Oh, he was the English voice for Zato in Exert Sign. Damn it, now I really wish they'd bring the dub back.
Alright. Good morning, Calvin.
Alright. Oh, Calvin's already in.
Calvin is already in.
Oh.
Hmm?
Sorry, I'm gonna go look at a quick little trailer.
Oh my god. Yeah, sure, I guess take your time. Just everyone just leave.
Well, talk with Calvin! Interact with him.
What am I supposed to say to him?
I don't know. How you doing, Calvin? Can you carry a conversation with him?
No.
Can you carry a conversation with Sneaky? Okay, so we're getting a Centurion for For Honor.
We called it, Max. We called it. We said that was going to be the class that was going to be added.
Okay,
And
I'm back. What now?
Shinobi as well.
What's going on?
Centurion's being added to For Honor. Just saying we totally called it.
And so are Shinobi. No love for the Vikings, I guess. I guess the Vikings can just fuck right on off.
So is the Centurion getting added under,
Knights,
Knights, obviously.
looks like.
I mean, I understand it. I think that's dumb, but...
Well, what are they going to be added under?
Just add a new faction at that point, guy. Like,
No,
a Centurion has nothing to do with Knights.
Yeah, it does.
Boy.
That's what Knights were
guys,
based off of.
For Honor now officially has its first zoning character. The Shinobi uses a scythe, a chain scythe, and he can use it at range. So we now have our first official zoning character.
Well, that's just cancer.
No, not a Star Wars Shinobi, an actual Shinobi.
Star Wars.
You know, the ones that were farmers in Japan, and they would dress up in black and
blue. Actually, black was a stupid color. You want dark blue.
Yeah.
Beside the point. They were actually stealthy, is the point.
Yes.
Oh my god, what is the...
Star Wars Shinobi would be more fun.
I might be getting back into For Honor with that. Star Wars Shinobi.
I'll play the
you know
shit
what?
out of Centurion.
That would be more fun.
Anyway.
I wasn't aware there were Shinobi and Star... listen, I've done quite a bit for Star Wars. I wasn't aware there were Shinobi.
Okay.
It just takes some doing.
With all of us now here, welcome to the Fanfiction Tuesday, the Electric Boogaloo, where we look at all that shit, blah 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 blah. Let's get right into it. Alright, so I covered this last Friday when I was alone, and I queued it up to look at the second chapter of it for the sole purpose of showing it to you guys because of just how trigger-inducing it was. If you didn't have triggers before, you will have them after you read this.
Captain Calvin, it's a good thing you got Rogue One. Rogue One is amazing. You are going to see the most amazing scene with a Star Wars Force user that's been on screen to date. And you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see it. It's amazing.
Anyway, so I'll share that with
Yeah,
you
I was
guys.
gonna say,
Oh.
link it up.
Sorry, I'm still on Matt Mercer's games page. He was also voicing World of Warcraft for the Wrath of the Lich King
Yep.
expansion.
Who's in
Huh.
that Wrath?
Overthane Balagard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that makes so much sense then.
That explains the country twang. Please tell me that guy doesn't actually have a country twang
He
in
can.
the game.
It,
I mean, in the game, does the
Oh,
character have
no, he
a
does
country
not.
twang?
No.
no.
Okay.
I was gonna say, it's
Ooh.
one of those things though. In 2.8, I'm pretty sure that Matthew Mercer just went in and he just read the lines for the character he was supposed to play.
Dude.
Because if I'm remembering it right, like he's just like, I'm just gonna read. It's just read the lines. Anyway, let's get on with this.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Alright.
I only want these for prep.
So, this is the Legend of Zelda Ruby crossover that has been previously alluded to.
Oh, that's right. I remember. I had to go before
Yes.
we actually started reading this because we were busy lambasting people for terrible choices of fan fiction settings.
Yeah.
Oh, is this what you guys covered on Friday?
Yeah, we never actually covered it on Friday. We ranted and raved about the setting and whatnot, and how certain crossovers work and how certain crossovers don't work. And then I continued that rant for a little bit longer after I had left, and then I read the first chapter.
Yeah. Like, for instance, Legend of Zelda and Star Wars. That's not a very good crossover.
Yeah. So before we get into that rant again,
No. That's
um,
got to be done very specifically. I would love.
so to intro everyone who might not have known this, who might not remember it, blah blah blah. This is a Legend of Zelda Ruby crossover. However, no character from Legend of Zelda is crossing over into Ruby. This is a self-insert OC who gets teleported from our Earth into Ruby with his friend / brother, and they both have powers from Legend of Zelda as Link.
Huh.
There are many different ways you could make Ruby and The Legend of Zelda work together. This is not one of them.
And on top of this, right? So, on top of this, the main OC is going to be dating Ruby. And he's going to be on Team Ruby. The brother...
we've gone into the rant about that
Yeah.
many times. Do we know how old how old is this author?
I don't actually know how old this author is.
Let's see. Will you tell us, Swift 56?
It doesn't look like it.
No, it does not look like it at all.
Doesn't look like it for me either because I can't even get it to load.
Blaze Blue and Ruby. Ragna times Ruby Rose.
As a Blaze Blue and Ruby fan, no.
One last thing. Don't tell me how to write my story, because that's just a way to piss me off. Fair enough.
Oh,
However,
you and Sneaky are
I'll
gonna
tell
get
you
along
when you're
great.
stupid.
Oh man.
What?
The author's got a note at the bottom, the second to last thing on their profile. Don't tell me how to write my story, because that's just a way to piss me off.
Oh, I'm totally telling him how to write his story now. Oh boy. Oh yeah.
I feel like I just gave him a Christmas present.
I live for these moments.
Only
So
it
we're
was
gonna-
like a Christmas
I-
present, which was a get out of jail free card for punching a small child.
Fucked up.
So is he.
Wait, what? There are 45 crossover stories for BlazBlue and Ruby, and only 32 for BlazBlue and Naruto? Why are there only 20 for Guilty Gear and BlazBlue? They're from the same company, you jackasses. Fuck these communities sometimes.
Let's go look at some Bible fan fiction.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
did
that's a
you
thing.
not
That's
know
a-
that?
There's a section on here. Bible fan fiction.
Yeah, books, I
like-
believe.
Under books, I think.
Bible.
Uh,
Bible.
Yep, here it is. 4,000 in case
Yeah,
you're wondering.
Bible. 4,000 fan fictions for the Bible. Okay, let's get some rated M shit going on here.
But, nothing for the Quran, I feel it should be.
That's because you're executed if you make fan fictions about the Quran.
I'm very confused right now. I'm very confused.
What's the character list like? Okay, so
Filters, character. Oh. Okay.
why is OC allowed?
Yeah, Captain Calvin,
Somebody
OC.
wrote a God times Mary fanfiction. Oh my fucking god!
I feel like we should look at that.
I
Like,
don't know, Ed. I don't know if I can take the heresy today.
I can't either, but I'm real curious about it.
Her full Mary's full character name for fanfiction.net is Mary the Blessed Mother.
Wait, the Cure Bible. I'm
That's-
sorry, mate. Why are you saying God is an OC?
What?
Apparently God's not a character on fanfiction.net.
Oh.
The Inquisition warned me that heresy would be appealing and comedic.
Mm.
Jesus Ow and the D girl. Jesus goes to his uncle's crib to relieve one of his demon girls of her frustrations.
What?
Why?
Oh my god.
So,
Thank you, Internet, for existing.
Internet,
Never change.
why?
Oh. Oh boy. This is gonna be a source of good humor down the line. Maybe I'll have to throw in a couple Bible fanfics every once in a while to keep the spirits up.
I don't understand. I'm so confused.
Actually, before I actually exit this out completely, I need to know: is there any Jesus times Satan?
I'm getting uncomfortable, man.
What was his name before he became Satan? Oh, good, no, Satan
Lucifer.
is here as a character.
Sure.
Of course, Satan's a character. Of course.
Rapturous romance. The extravagantly sensual tale of our good Lord Jesus and the fiery fiend Satan. 19 chapters.
Leave.
Jesus did not die on the cross for this. Oh.
Jackass Jesus. A retelling of the crucifixion, death, and resurrection of Jesus, except this time with a foul-mouthed hippie stoner as our messiah.
What, you
You're
mean
done.
American? You mean American Teen? That was a fucking comic?
You're done, Sneaky. You're done. Unless, are there crossovers? I need to know.
Oh god, is there crossovers?
I need to know, Sneaky.
There are! There's...
Uh,
Why are there 16 with Harry Potter? There's 3 with Power Rangers.
What?
Oh god, Doctor Who! I have to see these! Doctor Who and Jesus Christ! It is clear from some of the Doctor's offhanded comments that the fact that Jesus doesn't return before the end of the universe in 100 trillion AD, that in the Doctor's universe, Christianity is false. This story comes from the question, then who was Jesus in that universe, and how would a Christian companion who thought similar to me react to learning the truth? What?
My Little Pony, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We got some for Shrek.
Wait, Godzilla?
Shrek!
Godzilla versus God.
We got a crossover for Vocaloid, the Persona series. We got something for Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Wait, was that Club Penguin I just saw?
Yeah, Club
You're not
Penguin.
clicking on that.
There's
You're
a
not
club.
reading that on
Yes, there it
stream.
is. There's
You're
a
not reading that on stream.
Jesus
There-
learns the joy of Club Penguin. It's 126 words.
There's a crossover for Beyblade.
They
The
tried
Great
to
Gatsby.
HTML format this.
They did Somebody did a crossover for the Bible and God's Not Dead.
Wait, there's God's Not Dead fanfiction? Internet, you are going too far.
Five Nights at Freddy's. We've got a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure here. iCarly, Assassin's Creed.
Hold on. I have to know.
What?
Why is there a Where on the Earth is Carmen Sandiego Jesus crossover?
Wait, there's a section for Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego?
There's a fanfiction for Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego? Why is it rated M? Why is Satan the main character?
There's one for Homestuck, one for Angry Birds. There's one. Wait, the Book of Mormon has its own fanfiction section. Internet.
I'm dying
Canaanite
inside.
mythology. 50 Shades trilogy. No. No, you keep that trilogy the hell away from Jesus. I think we lost that.
Frozen, Zootopia.
Full Metal Alchemist, Teen Titans, Naruto, Invader Zim, Fairy Tales, not Fairy Tale, Fairy Tales. What, is there just an entire section dedicated to... Okay, is this Fairy Tales as in the comic or the original Brothers Grimm stuff? General Disney crossover, Norse mythology. Why are there fanfiction sections for mythologies?
Oh, where's that?
Norse mythology. It's on the first column. Mythologist. There's right under Gurren Lagann. Mythology and Norse mythology.
I like how there's 3 Bible Gurren Lagann crossovers.
Gurren Jesus. Okay, this one is in French. This one is in Spanish. Here's one. Jesus and Kamina team up to win World War II. So I think the other two, the two foreign crossovers, Sneaky, are just translations of the first one in different language.
It's possible. Oh, good.
Lilo and Stitch, Kim Possible.
Harry
So
Potter
none of-
Bible crossover. Bible Man punches your mom in the penis by Fawn's Pond. The devil will cry dick tears at the glory of Bible Man. Spiritual friendship.
I was about to say I'm back after concussing myself so that I can tolerate this. I don't think I'm concussed enough yet.
We've got two crossovers for Dragon Ball Z in the Bible. One is Vegeta versus Jesus. The other's just a bunch of words all slammed together, it looks like. Oh, it's in Finnish. That might be why.
Nope.
When you insult Finland, there goes our non-existent Finnish viewer.
No.
No,
Atin.
no Bible Latin
Atin.
crossovers.
This is the summary for the Finnish story. That's why I said it's just a mash of words.
Wonder Woman.
I didn't say you were wrong.
There is in fact two Wonder Woman stories.
There's a Bionicle story, one Matrix story, Transformers, specifically Transformers Beast Wars. There's the one Batman one.
Oh boy. Okay.
Can we please
Okay,
stop?
I've had my fun. We're definitely coming back to this at some point. Well,
No, this will be like this will be when we hit like $500 on Patreon. That's the reward. We'll read
we'll
Bible
cover
fan
the
fiction.
Bible. We'll do some Bible fictions.
Also, why'd they have to bring Bible Man into this? Why?
Oh god.
Like, I don't.
What was this person on when they wrote this?
What?
I'm reading the only Gurren Lagann Bible crossover, in which Jesus and Kamina team up to win World War II. What the fuck is this?
Jesus and Kamino team up to win World War II. 10 out of 10, boys.
Here, I'll just link this. You can have a look at this on your if you'd like, Hatton. I don't know what this is.
Okay. Anyway, now that you guys have all thoroughly lost some brain cells due to the existence of this,
I noticed they have a section for Bible fan fiction, so I decided to write one. I wonder if this is what they were expecting.
the answer
It's
is no.
695 words. Sneaky, this is beautiful.
I'm not looking at it.
It's stupid, but it's beautiful.
There's nothing you can tell me that will make me look at it.
One day in Gurren Kamina died, and everyone was sad. But then there was a bright flash of light, and Jesus appeared. "You're too cool to die," said Jesus, who bumped fists with Kamina.
Can we just get back to this crap? So I don't have to deal with Bible fan fictions anymore.
You're the one who wanted to look at him.
No, I didn't want to look at them. I was just like, there's a Bible section. And you're like, there's a Bible section? I was like, yeah, look at the Bible section.
Yeah, and me and Sneaky were like, here, we'll go find stuff to read.
And then you're like, wait a second, there's crossovers? And I was like, oh, fucking shit, are there? Yes, there are. Why?
And that was when we lost all faith in humanity. Yeah, Calvin, that's literally it. Jesus is like, "You're too cool to die." Fist bumps
Hey.
Kamina.
I'm sorry, last two notes. There's a crossover for Breaking Bad and a crossover for Thor.
With the Bible.
Yeah. It's the Breaking Bad one. Rated T for teen, Jesus and Judas. Jesus' ass is sick and Jesus needs money. So him with a former childhood friend Judas decide to pay for the costly treatment by baking bread and ruining the other baker. What? He, what? Why does this have reviews? I,
Let's just go back to the trash.
I this this makes me start reconsidering that maybe the Inquisition was necessary.
For the record,
Clearly,
Calvin, other
we
things
just
have caused me
need
to lose faith in
crusades.
humanity, but just like just proves that you know what, the internet was a mistake. The internet was a mistake. That's all there is to it. And I mean,
Actually.
technically, there is the Donald Trump manga.
There is a fanfic, actually. Remember Pissgate? That is technically a fanfiction about Donald Trump having hookers piss on him. Or piss on a bed that he then fucks them on or something.
I mean,
That is technically a fanfiction of Donald Trump.
I don't think it's a
What?
fan fiction. It was
What?
more of a hate fiction.
What a
No,
shit
it was a
show that
fanfiction. It
ended
was
up
written
being.
as a joke by 4chan. Specifically,
Yeah.
That you're right. And yeah, Captain Calvin, someone jokingly took the debates for the presidential debates between Hillary and Trump, and for at least one of them, redrew it in the style of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yep.
it was.
Regardless of
It
which
is
side you support,
glorious.
It was
it's
something else.
yeah. I'm gonna go with Max on that one. It's something else.
Alright, anyway, back on track. You're gonna have lots of fun with how this guy likes using periods and commas, Max.
Oh, did you get this just for me?
I did.
Fucking hate you.
Is this really a good idea, Jiro? Said a young but deep-sounding voice. The owner of the voice is a young 17-year-old man, 6 feet 5 inches in height, swept back blonde hair that showed off his forehead that was adorned with a small scar, piercing emerald green eyes, and a small blonde goatee on his narrow chin.
It's a dude, bro! Like, even without reading anything else, I know it's a dude, bro, and I know that I'm gonna want to punch him.
The young man was wearing a red tank top that showed off his muscles, a pair of black sweatpants, and brown work boots. Oh, you worry too much, Pierce. The space bridge is perfectly safe and you know it. Why, just a few days ago, we visited London that isn't capitalized, didn't we?
I'm sorry, Space Bridge. Space Bridge.
Replied the now named Jiro,
okay, no. I want to kill this author.
A youth with golden brown hair tied into a short ponytail, sapphire blue eyes, and small blue earrings. He stood at 5 feet 11 inches wearing a green vest with a dark blue tie and a pair of jeans with sneakers on his feet, as opposed to his hands. Wearing
really,
a
I
white
thought he might have
lab
been
coat.
dangling them around his neck like a shoe necklace.
Yes, well, excuse me if I'm a bit skeptical of combining transwarp. Transwarp?
I do believe that is a word.
Yeah, no, transwarp.
I think made
Transwarp
popular in
with
sci-fi.
runic magic. Ooh.
Sorry.
Calm down there, Sneaky. Also, Captain Calvin, if you want, I found the Trump manga. If you want that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and post it.
All right, I'll just leave this in the chat for anyone who's curious about what it looks like.
We have one viewer who came in as I shouted, "Yo!" and now they're gone.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Got a sudden hankering to boot up Naruto.
I have a sudden I have a sudden desire to look at images of Mike Guy.
Said Pierce as he motioned to a large gate-like structure with a console attached to it. Under the structure was a large magical rune for an unknown spell. But think of what combining the two could do. With enough luck, the runic base of the teleport spell should supercharge the space bridge, allowing not only for planetary travel. I just want you all to
Hold up!
I want you all to keep in mind that they are from our Earth.
Even leaving that aside, I want to talk to these dumb idiots about proper lab safety. You do not make something like that. You don't make anything without proper safety protocols. You don't do anything without testing it many times before proceeding to human trials. And even leaving that aside, you do not just throw magic at science and see what sticks. That is how you end up with horrors of the warp.
That is how you end up with horrors of the warp. This is a true fact.
That is how you end up with Daemonids.
Anyway, allowing not only planetary travel, but movement across space and time itself, maybe even across the multiverse. Scientists and wizards alike have been trying to find a way to pass through dimensional barriers for years, yet all of them were too stuck up to bother an attempt at merging science and sorcery. If we succeed...
bullshit.
I was going to say, I call bullshit.
This is science. These are scientists and wizards. There's going to be at least two. They're like, hey, we should work together. You're right.
If we succeed, we could travel across the multiverse and maybe even prevent some catastrophic events that would take place. That would take place
in other universe.
Gyro finished with a small frown on his face, remembering the events that took place in a particular universe that had him depressed for nearly a week before he became his usual self again. Pierce was silent for a moment before catching on to his twin brother's thoughts. Thinking about Universe X11512, right? He said with a small smile. His older brother, by an hour, mind you, was always a big softy at heart, and would always...
No, hold up. If he's your older brother by an hour, he's not your older brother. He's your twin, you idiot.
And would always go out of his way to help others. Also, I know several twins, and they refuse to refer to the other one as the older, as the older one. If they're the older one, they'll definitely refer to the other twin as the younger one, but the younger one will never refer to the older one as the older one.
No, I've known a couple of twins, and it's always the begrudging thing on the younger siblings' part.
Yeah, we can say, yeah. If the younger twin acknowledges it, it's like, well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, the older one is sure as hell gonna make sure you know.
I'm the older one, at which point you go, I don't care, you're an ass.
By 5 minutes!
Yeah, but yeah, so this person doesn't understand how twins work.
Yes. Or maybe he is a twin, and
no, I sent you Zombie Army.
Maybe.
Did you?
Maybe it's all
Pretty sure I
based
sent
on
it.
real life.
Let me double check.
I don't think... I'll check my library, but I'm pretty sure I don't have that. And if you did, I'm sorry. I've just never installed it, and I completely forgot about it.
Steam,
what the fuck are you guys talking about now?
You fuck off, Steam. My inventory is not private.
Nothing. Just, question
Sorry.
from the chat, from the Discord. Anyway, continue.
From Crowbar. Sorry.
Yeah, from Crowbar.
Anyways, we're paying attention, we promise. This is a little painful to read, though.
I mean, it's making me violently upset because I hate this author with a
Everything
fiery
makes you
passion.
violently upset.
That is untrue, sir.
No, that is completely
untrue.
an accurate statement.
Honestly, at this point, it's your catchphrase every stream.
This makes me violently upset.
I don't think you understand how often you say that.
No, okay, I mean, yes, pretty much all these authors make me violently upset. I fully admit that. But that's because they're all stupid.
And would always go out of his way to help others. And after the most recent events that took place in that universe, which were finally shown to them on February 14th, 2016. So there's fucking wizards and space magic and sorceries and space stations and space bridges.
Okay, so
in 2016.
This is supposed to be our Earth.
Yes.
And you're telling me that scientists and wizards have been around for a pretty significant time by this point, and they never thought to just
I was gonna say,
throw their shit
long
at each
enough for
other?
us to have a space bridge, apparently. And Captain Calvin, you're asking what's the difference to other stories? It's entirely dependent on how much the author has annoyed me. That's the
Based
only
on
thing
the
it's
idea
dependent.
and the presentation of the idea.
Yep. Sometimes I'm mildly annoyed. Most of the time I'm violently annoyed.
Jiro just nodded with a sad smile on his face. That universe. It was one of his favorites. Heck,
Why is this author writing these two supposedly normal people as if they're Uatu the Watcher? With numbered universes and favorites among them.
He just wanted to go there, to before the events began, and make things better. Plus, he did want to meet one of the main heroes there, since he did have a slight crush on her. It probably wouldn't go beyond friendship if he meets her. Ha ha! Wink! Wink!
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that,
Kill you in your sleep.
at the very least, would make him happy. Pierce put a hand on his brother's shoulder, trying to cheer him up. Well then, how about we try this out? I already know what we're going to try and get to. Jiro looked to his younger twin with a small smile. Don't forget the time as well. A few moments before the story of the world began.
Few months, not moments.
Oh, months.
Few moments. Oh God, what is wrong with you? Oh, that would actually be hilarious. Few moments, and we're now part of a robbery. Well, shit.
Shit. That's a one-shot that needs to be written now as well. Gets teleported into world. Gets hit by car. Story's over.
Dies.
Well, this is mildly disappointing.
That was fast.
What was fast?
The car.
Yes.
Alright, I'm here. And record.
Just have the story all about the guy that got hit. Just, oh my God. Oh God, I hit a person. Oh, okay, I have to hide the body.
Just sets off a giant fucking chain reaction.
Absolutely. Just runs over the person as they're coming out the door.
Anyway.
Whoops.
Wait, so they drove into the shop as well?
Of course. They saw a robbery going on, and all of the carelessly fired rounds by Ruby caused them to swerve out of control, and they crashed through the shop door, killing the self-insert OC just as they came into the universe.
Okay.
Then they have to ask Roman for help. To hide the body.
Yeah, I can see that going well.
I know where you time traveled last summer. Yes, indeed, Calvin. Uh, anyway, let's keep going. Pierce nodded with a determined glint in his eye. Although he didn't say it vocally, he too wanted to help those of that world. And just like his brother, he had a small infatuation with one of the main heroes there, the elder sister of the one Jiro was infatuated with.
Oh my god,
Your
first of all,
waifus are trash.
First of all, just spit it. Like, if this was a normal story, you could try and be coy about the universe, but it's not.
Yeah, no,
It's a fan fiction.
Yeah.
You specifically, because you're a good person, and this is the only good thing you've done, correctly labeled your crossover.
Well, I mean, not even that. No, at this point in time, he is not correctly labeled as crossover, because I still have no fucking clue what any of this has to do with Legend of Zelda.
Okay, and on that point, you are correct. But
so,
like,
no, Ruby's in the title. He's obviously alluding to it. Just come out and say it.
yeah, like, just tell us, I don't know if you think you're being coy or clever by beating around the bush. You're not. You're being annoying as hell.
Yeah, you're pissing us off. So...
And maybe other people like this, like, coy bullshit, but most people don't, I think.
Yeah, I don't think most people do, yeah. Anyway. Jiro got to work on the console, locking onto the universal and temporal coordinates of the world.
Temporal coordinate? These are 16-year-old boys, right?
Beating the bush might hurt the bush indeed.
Like, Sneaky, these are supposed to be like...
Yeah, no, they're supposed to be like 16s, yeah.
16,
yeah.
And they're doing that. I'm sorry.
They're doing what no scientist has ever done or thought before.
Hey, let's just slap some sorcery on some magic and see what happens. Do you want explosions and tentacle demons? Because that's how you get both.
Slap some sorcery on the magic.
Chevron 7, yeah, apparently, Calvin.
Chevron 7 is indeed locked. Anyway. Target locked, awaiting activation of Runic Circle. Go for it, Pierce. Pierce got on his knees in front of the large rune and placed his hands upon it. This is really bad lab safety. Pouring as
have they done even one try? Like, have they tried to be like, hey, let's see if we can send like a coffee cup,
yeah, no,
or like a piece of bread?
Nah.
Nope, we're just gonna fling ourselves into the void of space and hope we aimed right.
I'm just gonna slap my hand on this here rune that's might work.
What happened? Here's my question. I'm curious about the fact, like, what happens if you're off by a digit? Do you end up in the universe slightly to the left of Ruby? Rabby?
Theoretically, you probably end up in Chibi, actually.
Ooh.
Boy.
That would be,
That'd be confusing.
Okay, here's the thing, Calvin, though. It's pretty well established that Starfleet takes people who are of the correct age for the military, which is, generally speaking, 18. But here's the thing. The other thing is, like, sure, sometimes people just get thrown into Starfleet, but most of the time, it's trained officers doing things. This is apparently two 16-year-old wonder kids who have a space bridge in their house.
And are also wizards. Can't forget, not only are they fucking boy genius wonders, they are also eldritch magicians, because apparently they can power this spell.
Besides which, they are also apparently nigh omniscient gods because they can lock onto temporal coordinates of other universes. Don't ask how they found them, but they know them.
Don't ask how they measure them, or they found them, or have the technology to even lock onto them, but they totally just...
They just know. They just know. Because you just think, Calvin, we read your story. Your characters, sure, maybe they had something special about them, but they weren't superhumans.
But my favorite part about this is that he is suppositioning that in this instance we created the GPS before we created roads in the car.
Yeah. And in addition to that, like, there's not even any science or theory or sorcerer's theory behind what he's doing. He's just saying, well, we have this space bridge, which we got no explanation for what a space bridge is.
What's that meme? What's that meme guy? The pine and then apple, pineapple.
I don't know. I think maybe
science, magic, crossover.
But so this guy's just like, okay, so we've got a space bridge again, which we get no words on how it works, no explanation of how it works, no explanation of what it does. Now apparently it let them go from wherever they are to London. Now this is a problem that the authors, this is terrible writing on the other author's part. They don't give us a sense for how cool this space bridge might or might not be because they don't tell us how fantastical it is that they went to London. You know, are they in Florida, North Dakota, Russia, Germany? Are they are they in like Nottingham?
Also, what exactly are they powering this space bridge with in 2016?
Like, none of that's explained. None of that's explained.
And then, not that I want for them to be like, oh, do you see? Using the full Burr's the quantum dipartisan theorem. You know,
we're not saying we need that, but
like don't just be like, we are taking science and we are taking magic and we put them together and get warp portal.
Like, they don't even like. Maybe if they'd established that, like, oh, well, they're both geniuses. Okay, fine. Trite, overdone, but fine. I could accept it. And, you have one who's, a mathematical genius and the other who's a sorcerer's prodigy.
See, that one I could buy more. But
like,
apparently
would I be
they're
annoyed?
both, like, geniuses in terms of magic and science.
Yeah, like, would I be annoyed? Sure, because it's tired and overdone. But I'd be like, okay, one of them's great at science, one of them's great at magic, fine, and they're brothers, so that's why they're the only ones not arrogant enough to try combining science and magic. Fine, whatever, I could buy that. And again, I don't need some detailed explanation of how this space bridge works, but I don't know anything about it, and like I said, I don't know how impressive it is that they took a trip to London. For all we know, they're like 5 miles outside of London.
For all we know, they're in London.
And they just used it to take a trip downtown to get some milk.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, Max, you still here with us?
Only just barely.
Oh, okay.
And then to top it all off, they just decide to just draw a teleport rune on a space bridge and see what happens and then just jump through. You know what this should be? This should be a cautionary tale about the scientific method and they should both die.
Indeed. Okay, let's see. The spell is ready, Jiro! Activate the space bridge now! Jiro nodded and pulled the lever on the console. Of course, it's a manual lever. Activating the space bridge, it powered up slowly with a low hum until the portal opened in a green swirl of energy, initially unfocused. But as soon as Pierce activated the runic circle completely, the energy from the spell flowed into the gate, giving it the extra boost needed to lock on to its designated coordinates, and finally stabilizing onto an image of a city at evening. Jiro jumped in joy. By the Maker, we've done it. We've actually
Apparently,
managed...
by the Maker. Who is he? C-3PO?
We've actually managed to open a dimensional portal to another universe.
And
Pierce
yes, Calvin,
nodded
it
in
is a
approval.
Stargate.
And it shot out a blue dick, and they came back in, and now they could walk through it. No?
A great day for science and sorcery. Nodding in approval. Nodding in approval. Are you kidding me? You just transcended the laws of time and space, and you're just like, yeah.
This is an achievement.
You should be clapping. You should be doing a happy... It should look like NASA. It should look like Cape Canaveral when they successfully launch things into space.
Indeed.
Yes, of course. And then they hide it from the government.
Perhaps
It would be first contact. Apparently, there's aliens. Apparently, there's aliens too.
Yep. Jiro stopped jumping for a moment and got into a thinking pose. Perhaps this should stay between us. I mean, think about it. What would the government do if they learned this was possible? Honestly, I think the government would have already figured it out by this point. They're not saying like, oh man, they're so good at it. I'm just saying the government is known to put money and throw it at everything, especially the United States government, and throw it at everything that could theoretically be used. And literally, they would try everything. And at some point,
and if you don't think that's true, I would like to remind you that the U.S. government once funded a scientific project to try to get dolphins to learn the English language, so they could find mines for us.
Yep.
And they didn't cut the funding for that project until after they tried dropping acid with the dolphin.
Yes, they did.
Which surprisingly worked for some reason.
No, the acid did not make the dolphin speak English. Unless you were also taking acid.
That's what
In
I'm
which
referring
case,
to.
I
I'm
bet
not
the dolphin
suggesting
spoke whatever you wanted it to.
No, I'm not suggesting the dolphin actually spoke. I'm suggesting they took it with the dolphin.
No, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah. So to some degree, they could claim it worked in a psychosemantic kind of way.
Pierce Brosnan gyrocopter. You ever watch Stargate?
Oh boy! Now we're gonna have some edge angst. Pierce,
we're just getting to the
before
edge.
Widening his eyes in realization and invasion to attain resources. Jiro nodded with a grim look on his face. Right, it would be first contact all over again. Pierce's eyes softened upon hearing about those events. When we lost our elder brother because of that stupid draft. He finished with venom in his voice.
Hold on. Okay, so you've introduced they have an older brother that's dead. Fine, whatever. It's a boring, trite way to do it. No one says elder brother.
We lost our elder brother on this day.
Second of all, I'm more annoyed with the line immediately after this. First contact. That's what humans call the first time contact was made with an alien species. Look, I don't know how stupid this author is, but even people that don't care about sci-fi know what the phrase first contact means when you're referring to space.
It resulted, actually anything in general.
I mean, yeah.
It resulted in a bloody war that led to many young men and women losing their lives, which included their older brother and his wife.
No, I'm pretty sure he said loosing, Sneaky.
He did say loosing. You're right.
Loosing.
That's British English, I think.
Their older brother and his wife. Excuse me. I don't know
hey
what
man,
kind of
equality.
No. I don't know what kind of messed up military this is running, but they generally, for crying out loud, The modern military won't even let brothers serve in the same unit together.
That's true.
So as to not kill off an entire family.
Yep.
So, if this is such an equal draft, now, okay, maybe it's an emergency, but that doesn't seem likely. Unless this older brother of theirs is significantly older.
My little problem with this, right, is unless it's like some sort of Independence Day level plot, where like it was a catastrophic invasion and the population of the world was reduced to like 10% of what it used to be, and then they won. I really don't see how, like, what's the casualty rate of this? Like, you know, are resources a problem now? What kind of technology do they get from the aliens? Because they obviously won against the alien invaders, right?
Or at least forced some kind of favorable surrender. At minimum. Because they have a space bridge, and the two aren't in some kind of alien slave mine digging up the fucking, like, dirt to send to another planet.
Yeah. Okay. Gyro looked to Pierce, his eyes filled with determination. Let's use, and that's a period. Shame on you. Let's use the gate ourselves and leave behind explosives. We're taking the portal out after leaving. Nobody can use it but us. It's the only way the rest of the multiverse can stay safe from the clutches of all those greedy politicians. Because nobody else will ever figure out how to do what you did.
Well, first of all...
And self-acclaimed, this is the multiverse, which means there is a multiverse of this universe, which means that other people already figured it out.
And let's just leave that aside for a minute. You're destroying the gate. That's nothing about... First of all, why do you have just demolition... What kind of lab is this where they have demolition charges? Those are a controlled substance. You don't just have those.
I mean, like, I wrote this kind of plot back in high school. And it was stupid, even back in high school. And I realized that, like, a week after writing it. And I stopped writing it. Because it was dumb.
And even leaving that aside, again...
Oh, are you ready for the memes?
No, hold on. I'm not done. We can get on with that in just a minute.
Max, are you still with us?
I want just to go do something. I know. I'll distract myself with my fighting Madara with 8 gates guy. Shit, the fight's not lasting long enough. God damn it! I finished the fight and it's still not done.
Suffer with us. But first of all, you're destroying your lab. You're not even saying you're destroying your lab. You're saying you're going to destroy your gate.
See,
what about... Yeah. Surely at some point along your fantastical journey to slap a rune on a space bridge, someone made some notes and wrote them down.
I mean, not only that, it's as simple as slapping over... This is the part where you had to have gotten in the technical shit, so you can go, okay, yeah, maybe people wouldn't have looked at it like that. Like, you know, maybe it was like, oh, you know, we put these series of runes, and they're all different ones, and we put them inside the, like, inscribed on the parts of the space bridge, and we put together the space bridge again, and when it activates, it turns into a dimensional portal. Then I could be like, okay, yeah, I could understand if, you know, no one's ever thought of that before, because that is a bit of out of the box. However, His idea of dimensional portal is a machine with a teleportation rune next to it.
Not even own it, just next to it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and in
Because
addition to
that combination's never gonna be thought of.
like according to this, if someone just draws a teleportation rune too close to a gate, to a space bridge, now you have a teleport gate.
Yeah. Oops. I accidentally dimensioned.
Like, listen, I'm fine for accidental creations, but when you're purposefully doing something that apparently no one else in these fields has tried before, that's when I start being like, all right, no, hang on now. This better be like wizards and scientists showed up in the last 2 years or some shit like that.
Anyway. My other point is, building off of what Atin said before, is just blowing up the base. Has anyone tested what happens when you blow up a dimensional portal?
The anti-monitor. That's what happens.
What if you blow up the portal and it's like, oh, well, I'm not being powered anymore, but I'm already existing, and it goes full fucking wormhole to black hole stage? 'Cause that's a thing that happens.
And even if you don't somehow destroy the flippin' multiverse with your stupidity, again, you're not destroying your life. Like, what is to stop people from just doing this themselves?
Yeah. There's nothing.
Because again, since you haven't established that these two are anything indeed, in fact, by not establishing their specialness and making them seem boring and mundane, you've made it incredibly likely that someone else is going to figure this out. Because apparently, they have a space bridge in their garage. And since that is apparently not even remotely important or unusual, we can only assume that everyone has these space bridges.
Yeah, and that they're easy to be powered, yeah.
They're easily powered. And, okay, scientists and sorcerers, they're too arrogant to mix magic. Again, like, what happens if one day some wizard is tired of drawing teleportation runes and he just wants a space bridge? And he gets a space bridge installed right next to his teleporter. Right next to, his runic teleport circle. Oh, he's created a dimensional portal.
Yep.
And last but not least, why on earth would you destroy it?
Also, beyond all of that, like I said in my earlier comment, they somehow created a GPS before they created the roads and the cars to go on them. Like, how the fuck are you measuring dimensions and time and universes if you don't even have the ability to go there? You can't measure the temperature of the Arctic until you have tools that can get to the fucking Arctic. You can't measure the inside of a volcano until you have tools that can get into a volcano.
You can't tell me what's at the bottom of the Marianas Trench until you can get to the bottom of the Marianas Trench.
You can't tell me, oh, this is where these universes, these are the coordinates to this universe or that universe and this temporal anomaly, until you have something that can go there and record that shit and send it back.
And not only that, fine, if they could, figure out if they could figure out one or the other, I might be willing to buy that they created the GPS before they created the road. But this is we know the exact, universal coordinates, and we even know how to set the time. We know exactly how to get everywhere we're going.
Yeah,
Why?
see, that would have been a more interesting story. So they create this thing, right? And they're like, okay, they're aiming to get in. You know, they're hoping that the math that they plugged in will get them to the Rubyverse several months before, but instead the math was wrong and it got them to the Rubyverse, but they're in the Badlands and it's 7 years before.
Or what would have been hilarious? They think they've got the coordinates for the Ruby universe, but they're off by a decimal place. So instead, they end up slightly to the left in the Chibi universe.
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious.
Like make it, if you're gonna do that sort of thing, where it's like, oh, no one's been able to ever do other dimensions and universes, but we have the way to measure them. If you're gonna do that, then at least make an error occur. At least cause something to go wrong that makes whatever plan was there go to shit.
Yeah. And especially punish them for the arrogance of building a dimensional teleporter and just going. And then blowing it up behind them. Not to mention which, apparently, they have an older brother, and they had a brother who was old enough to be married.
Yep.
But these people are like 16. So they are still minors. So you can't tell me they're living on their own.
Yeah, that's actually a fairly good point.
At minimum, someone is their foster. They have foster parents who are going to be worried.
Anyway.
Something.
Ready for the memes? We're going into the memes. Pierce nodded, returning shortly with a set of demolition charges, handing a pair to Jiro while he held the other two. They're set to blow 30 seconds after activation. Jiro nodded with a small grin. Plenty of time then. So you ready, little bro? He said with a smirk towards Pierce. Okay, also, on top of all this, yes, the portal is powered by deceased parents. On top of all this, I'm pretty sure, regardless of how much power a space bridge would normally take, a dimensional portal that transcends space and goes straight into time and dimensions, I'm pretty sure that would either be A, unstable as fuck, or B, greedy as shit when it comes to consuming energy.
Yeah.
Or C, fucking both of them. So
Yeah.
them being like, oh yeah, we did it, and they're just partying around, and they're setting all this stuff up.
And dead.
Disappears. Yeah.
Not to mention, I want to point out, this person clearly has no understanding of how either explosives or demolitions works. The timer is set for 30 seconds, so you're telling me you just have armed explosives on a 30-second countdown,
Like
sitting around your lab?
Like fucking hell. Even soldiers in military squads, because they are issued C4 in the US, they are issued C4, they are not primed. They have to be primed on site. And they are not primed until the very moment the C4 needs to be used.
Because guess what? Even as stable and safe as C4 is, you can't set it off by dropping it.
No, it literally
I don't
will
believe
not
you,
go off unless you use the special blasting charges. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, you can't set it off by shooting it. Even as safe as C4 is, you don't just carry that around armed. So these children, and I'm using children as derogatively as possible. These children just have demolition charges lying around.
Live demolition charges around the possibly could go wrong dimensional portal that haphazardly smacks a teleport rune next to a dimensional a space bridge, so it might do something.
And not only that, this is in a live lab environment.
They must be in the south.
No, Max. Not even the South is that
Florida.
stupid.
Clearly, they are in Florida.
And I think you underestimate how stupid we can be in the South, and especially in Florida at times.
They are
No,
obviously tomorrow's Florida Man news.
yeah,
And
Florida is its
these
own
kids
special
could
hell.
be on crack for all you know.
Yeah, maybe they're both on acid.
I mean, hey, that would at least make some of this make sense.
Oh my, that would be great. It's revealed to be a very vivid acid dream at the end.
Yep.
And they didn't throw explosives; they just threw beer bottles.
There's no dimensional portal, it's just TV.
No, there's no dimensional portal. It's just a hula hoop that they drew. They drew weird circles around.
The two of them activated the demolition charges and threw them into the air.
What?
Rushing towards the portal, Pierce reached it first and with a cry of burning soul! Jiro then reached it next and jumping in with his own cry of Geronimo! As the charges fell back down, their counters slowly reached 0 and then they went off, causing an explosion which easily took out the space bridge and even caved in the lab, leaving nothing but smoking ruins. Okay,
No!
demolition charges are not thrown into the air. B, it takes significantly less time for an object that is thrown into the air to hit the ground in 30 seconds, especially inside a 10-foot normal room.
And in addition, this isn't C4.
Yeah, no.
This isn't some ultra powerful plastic explosive. This is a demolition charge.
Which are
demolition
typically
charges.
TNT caps.
Those are precision blasting ornaments.
Yeah, like I said, you would have to wrap your dimensional Stargate ripoff in these things, or like have them already implanted inside the device.
And to top all this stupidity off, it's a demolition charge. You don't just bring down a building by throwing them in the center of the floor. Especially not if it's some kind of scientific laboratory, which presumably, although then again, maybe not since they clearly have no understanding of safety procedures, that's supposed to be some kind of reinforced material in case you accidentally summon a Shoggoth. You don't want that breaking out of the lab!
It is some sort of reinforced material. And, because he says, and even caved in the lab. And even caved in the lab. Indicating that it wasn't meant to.
Yeah, you're right. Which, again, it's not how that works. Oh man, Sneaky, oh my god. Okay, you need to pull up like a Word doc because we need to start writing our criticism now. Like,
Why?
this man is getting an essay.
Oh, well, I mean, we're literally about to be done.
Okay, great. This man's still getting an essay of anger.
Yeah, no. Max, you're gonna have to help us write this so we can remember it all. Ow, my aching head! Said a deep voice from within a bed.
Soon revealed B. Pierce.
Soon revealed Ott B. Pierce as he sat up, gazing around the rather plain-looking room.
No! I've been angry about all this, and I'm gonna keep being angry. That is unacceptable writing. A plain-looking room. That tells us nothing. That is not a description. That is you being lazy.
I see you are awake now, little brother. A voice was heard. He didn't capitalize the A. He put a period in and did not capitalize the A. Making Pierce turn his head to find Jiro leaning against the doorframe, now sporting a dark green sweater and long blue scarf, the same scarf as in previous chapter. and a pair of...
Previous chapter! Oh, right.
Yes.
This is chapter 2. What did we miss in chapter 1?
It was just him, failing at trying to write a, Ruby trailer.
Ah.
There was an excessive number of colons, semicolons, and commas everywhere. Anyway. Jiro noticed the confusion on his brother's face and couldn't help but chuckle a little. I can see you're curious about our physical change, and yes, when I say "are," that means it happened to you as well. I have a theory about it, though it's not concrete anyway. My theory is that when we passed through the space bridge, we were overcharged with the mana it was giving off at the moment, awakening the blood of our ancestors and pushing it forward.
I can't control my aching blood, Max!
DNA.
My hand hungers!
Boiling blood. God damn it, Atin, get it right.
And altering our DNA.
No, he said aching blood too.
Slightly. So
When did he
we
ever say
basically became elves, though raised
I'll find
his
it for
right
you.
hand and showed
Please
the
do.
back of it to Pierce, who widened his eyes upon seeing what was there, making him look down to his own hand, letting out an audible gasp at seeing the same thing there, the mark of the Triforce. So this is how Legend of Zelda gets tied in. Are you trying to tell me that this is our Earth, and in your AU bullshit, our Earth's past was Legend of Zelda, which somehow transitioned into a perfectly normal replica of our world, but somehow magic and space bridges and alien invasions? I think we lost Max.
Oh, I'm just sitting on my Switch now. I'm considering buying this basketball game just to purge myself of this story.
I mean, we can always go read more Bible fanfiction.
No.
I said purge, not
Anyway,
way further.
we have an angry essay to write.
There were some small differences between each of them, though. Pierce's mark had the topmost triangle a darker shade, while on Jiro's mark it was the rightmost triangle a darker shade. Pierce had the Triforce of Power. Not even capitalized. Fuck you, you piece of shit. And Jiro, the Triforce of Courage. Also not capitalized. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Jiro continued after a few moments of letting Pierce digest the information.
So one of them is Ganondorf, good to know.
Which led me to believe that something more is going to happen. It can only make sense if the Triforce exists here, because we've been chosen as its wielders. So wait. The Ruby world is the future of Legend of Zelda?
I'm trying to vomit my soul up.
Yeah, because that's what the viewers want to hear.
It's better than
And
this.
because we've been chosen as its wielders, that means something else. We are souls that have been reborn. I am the spirit of the hero reborn, and you are the spirit of darkness reborn. This is a paragraph. This is an entire paragraph of commas.
I hate you.
Though you are not evil, obviously.
But you're not. Yo. You're the spirit of darkness reborn, but you're not evil.
Jiro finished reassuringly to his younger twin, making him
Here's the problem.
up and
He
nod his head.
literally, Sneaky.
Yeah.
Because of the way the Legend of Zelda works, he literally has to be evil. It's not a choice. He has the Triforce of Power. He's Ganondorf reborn. He is literally evil. No way around it.
Yep.
Because back in Skyward Sword, the incarnation of all evil lost to the first hero, and in revenge said, "Okay, I'm putting you, me, and Zelda in basically a reincarnation loop, where all three of us gonna come back again and again and again, and you're gonna have to fight me forever."
Yep. Yep. Pierce understood what this meant. He probably would be able to use dark magic, but he would use it to benefit others and not himself, after all. Technically speaking, by benefiting others, you are benefiting yourself.
Yeah.
If comics if comics thought him one thing, is with great power comes great responsibility.
You get out of here! You're not a good enough story to use Uncle Ben!
Jiro continued explaining as he still had more to say. As well, our jump through the gate has gifted us with weapons. Weapons that can be summoned by simply willing it. He said, suddenly a sword and shield appeared on his
I'm
back
sorry!
in the
I'm sorry!
bloody-
You went through a teleport gate, and apparently... Alright, Sneaky, we need to find ourselves a teleport gate, since it's apparently just handing out weapons. Maybe I can get Faustian, or maybe I can get myself an arm cannon from Metroid.
Pierce chuckled lightly. Yeah, I can tell, since I suddenly know how to use lots of different kinds of weapons.
Oh, I just don't use lots of different kinds of weapons! Fuck you, you lazy fucking piece of
It
fucking
would seem
shit!
the gods have favored us today.
I'm gonna favor you with
Wait,
my goddamn
how the
fucking
fuck
fist.
does that make sense? Oh, I can suddenly have the knowledge to use all these weapons. That must mean I can summon them? What? Ah!
I know I said I was upset violently before, but I'm contemplating murder.
Well, I think this is the first story to actually do that.
No, there was one other one. I forget
Oh.
which one it was, because I blocked it out of my mind because I hated it so violently.
I might have been absent for that one, though. Walter P99, you're right. You're
Walter
absolutely right, Calvin.
Clearly, dual reeled AA-12s. GG.
P90, I summon ye! Wait, what?
Would that even be fair? Like, the implications here that once one weapon is out, you could just immediately summon another.
Gilgamesh mode activate!
How terrifying would Gilgamesh be if instead of it shooting swords, it's just a bunch of guns?
I mean,
And that's it.
he can.
Yeah, he can
Oh.
summon guns. Because
Wait,
remember,
he has...
all weapons are
Gilgamesh's
derivative
Gate
of these
Babylon
weapons.
is a infinitely going noble phantasm. Meaning that he will always have the first of anything added to his gate.
Wow.
So the first musket, the first Gatling gun, oh god, Sneaky. That means somewhere in his phantasm is a warthog.
Indeed.
That's a great mental image of him just chucking vehicles out of those gates now. Oh, how much quicker could he have ended certain fights by just throwing vehicles at the problem instead of sword?
Just throws like a 747
honestly, Gilgamesh, it is canon that there is almost nothing that can actually beat Gilgamesh in a straight up fight.
Except for a cheap knockoff, apparently.
No, because even that was a contrived setting. Like, in a straight up one-on-one fight with Gilgamesh taking it seriously and nothing interrupting it, there is nothing that can beat him. That is
Yeah, you're
canon.
right.
I will eventually get around to watching the Fate series, but I do remember one of the fights I saw. I kind of watched bits and pieces of was from the Magical Girl spinoff,
Mhm.
and that required the help of at least two or three other people
Yeah.
for that fight.
Um,
And even then,
he is
they
literally
nearly
he could
lost.
literally go and fight Ort, the type Venus, and win, like easily. He could. He's just so egotistical. He knows he could, so he doesn't bother.
Meh.
Look, I could
Uh,
kill you with a thought, and I know I can, which is the only reason I haven't.
Quick, grab my staff. Anyway, okay, so here we go. For those who are curious, yes, Pierce is basically Volga. I want him to be the same height as Adam Taurus. There's a reason for that. Oh, clearly he's replacing Adam Taurus, and he's going to disguise himself to be him. And he's going to be evil, but for the sake of good.
The Space Bridge, that's a Transformers reference. I love me the Transformers, those are not the movies. Chiro Screaming Geronimo, that's a Doctor Who reference, just letting you guys know. You're free to guess what the team names are going to be now that you know the names of characters, but don't suggest team names because those are already decided. Like I said, I'd love to hear ideas for how I could integrate some of the portable Zelda games. Read, review, don't be a dick, and have a nice day. Oh, 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 you poor stupid child.
Oh boy.
All right, let's
Oh
get the
boy.
essay started.
Okay.
478 reviews.
This roast of a trash
Let's
fire
look at
This
starter.
chapter
roast of a
one.
something seems to be going on with fanfiction. It's not showing updates. Swift, you sly dog, you beautiful son of a Bobakin, you Lenny face for chapter 170.
77 words. Why? What chapters? I mean, 177 chapters.
Yeah, it's roughly 2K
About,
word chapters.
I love me some quality fluff.
Yeah.
I am disappointed
Wow.
in
Wow.
every. There are 230 people that I am severely disappointed in. I don't know
Wow.
who
Wow.
you are. I don't know what you've done with your life, but I am disappointed.
I don't know who you are or what you've done, but I hate you.
Oh no, Calvin. I'm not dead. I'm alive and angry.
Alright, oh boy, let's get this roast of a trash fire started. First off, you need to cool the fuck down with the commas, boyo.
Ah, Sneaky, leave out the profanities.
Nah, I'm using my fuck right there.
Uh,
Alright, so second off, what else? What other comments do we have for him? Hello? Hello?
no, you ask Atten about that, man.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
want.
What other comments do we have?
He's muted. Someone must have just walked into his room.
Cool the frackle. Don't fuckle with the shuckle. Second off. Seriously? That's how you introduce Zelda into this crossover. I was already sick of your idiotic, oh boy, let's do the thing that no one will ever guess. Let's put the Spurge next to the glowy circle.
$436,000 words, Sneaky,
Yep.
over the course of a year and a month.
Yep. Hey, it's easy to write trash, Max. When you actually have to sit there and think about things, it's far harder. Or, you do it professionally and you shit it out like core. Thirdly, you don't throw demolition charges. This isn't some sort of grenade. They are precision charges. They are precision explosives. Yeah, exactly. Fourth, fourth off, explain the magic and science. Do not just go, oh hoy, we took magic and slammed some science.
Do you think Atin's trying to beat himself into unconsciousness again?
Now we has dim ports.
Wait.
Okay, I'm back. My brother came in.
Hi
I had
back,
to
I'm
deal with
bad.
him. Fire off. Okay, so can I see this? Can I see the essay of this man's crimes against fucking literature?
Yeah, I mean, this is what we got so far if you're not on the stream.
No, I don't have the stream up because I don't want to artificially inflate numbers.
I hear that. Here we go, that's what we got so far.
First off, you need to cool the commas. That's how you introduce Zelda into the crossover. I was already sick of your idiotic, oh boy, let's do that thing no one will ever guess. Let's put the Spursberg next to the glowy circle. I'm glad to see they're orcs. No, you know what? It would have made more sense if they were orcs. I would have been more willing to accept orcs in this story. You don't demolition charges. This isn't some sort of grenade. They are precision explosives. Fourth off, explain some of the magic and science. Do not just go, oh, hi, we took magic and slammed some science on it. Now we have stem ports. I agree with all of that so far. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah. What about their parent? First of all, what about their parents? Second of all, oh, well, they just discovered the power of poison and fire. Second of all, I'm violently upset and I can't order my thoughts properly. I mean, we've covered the points that annoy just the bejesus out of me.
I added this as well.
Why are these two 16-year-olds super geniuses? What about their parent? Like, what about their family? Their parents or their foster parents? Where did they get the money for this? Why do they just have a lab? What year is this? Could you explain more about the... Like, you can't just be like, oh, yeah, we got some aliens, and then drop that and move on.
Okay. I ran out of ideas of how to say the numbers, so I'ma just list the other shit.
How do you combine Mario with BlazBlue?
Very stupidly.
I don't know. We'll find out.
I'm just list the other shit. Where the
Rated
frig
M.
are their parents?
Huh?
B, how exactly are they powering this portal of voices?
For that matter, where are they getting the money for this?
God,
The money,
it's a full script format.
the tech. How have to...
Hell, even as simple, it's a good thing our
teenagers
bro left us millions of dollars. Probably would
acquire
have
this
sufficed.
shit?
What is this abomination crowbar linked in shitposts?
Someone combined the Squidward face with Drow Ranger for some reason.
Fuck you.
Not sure why, but they did. Yeah, Calvin, he probably did actually write that.
Did I actually write? Oh, yeah,
Number
probably.
her.
Number.
He has an automated spell check for a reason.
Yeah, there is a reason why I use automated spell checks.
Yeah, no, Calvin, you would be surprised at how simple, just a simple sentence of blank did blank can explain a lot of stuff away.
But they didn't even include that.
Like,
C, where are their parents? B, how they getting technology and the money? How have they acquired all this stuff? All right, that's right. So are we just going to accept that somehow these two are
Warhammer.
savants that have outclassed government and private sector funding inside their garage?
What's this about 40K, Max?
There's a single BlazBlue Warhammer crossover inspired by a piece of concept art from an older BlazBlue art collection book with one of the...
I need to see this.
I will try and track down art I think he's talking about.
Oh, not the art. I meant the terrible train wreck of a story, but the art would be cool to see.
I don't know if it's a terrible train wreck or not. But the character in question is psychotic obsessive artificial human.
Oh, well then he would not be tolerated in the Imperium.
There we
No,
go.
the characters
D,
are
if you
like
are going to
ooh,
rip off Stargate, actually use it
actually
properly.
watch some goddamn Stargate, you'll know what we're talking about. Thank you, Cal. Make sure you put a PS, like a PS. Calvin says "fuck you" or something. I don't know. We'll pin this on
P.S. My
Calvin
stream
somehow.
says die in a fire.
I don't. Oh, hang on. They didn't say that. Not yet,
What
at
now?
least. But let's see. Please blue material collection.
Actually, use it as a base. Dot dot dot. Well, stop. Callan, say fuck you because Callan's nice. Let's see. E. What else we got here? What other gripes we got? So we got teenagers, and now they've acquired all this. They're hyper savants. Ripping off Stargate. Where are their parents? How the magic and science do. The demolition charges. Anything else? Anything else we got here?
Maybe explain to this idiot how, like, you left out the fact that they just have armed charges in their lab,
Oh yeah.
and that they're somehow collapsing the
Why the
lab as if
hell
by
are
magic.
their armed charges in a live testing lab? Quote.
Yeah, Calvin, a savant is, as defined by the internet, a learned person, especially a distinguished scientist. So basically, savants are they take genius to a whole nother level.
Guilty Gear. Fate Stay Night. Blaze Blue would actually work quite well in Fate Stay Night. I think
I
that
was
would
gonna
put
say,
an
from what I know
oh
of Fate
that
Stay and what little I know of Blaze, that seems like that'd be a good
that
fit.
would be an interesting spin. Like the Grail War causes a time loop until someone actually fucking finishes it. That'd be interesting. Like, no. You see, this 1 year, you're not leaving this year until you finish the fucking fight.
Until someone gets the magic blood gauntlet, the magic blood grail, ain't no one leaving.
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, the plot up until Chrono Phantasma is certainly confusing enough. I guess you could do that. Harry Potter. That would probably be broken. Familiar of Zero, also broken. Dragon Ball Z, they'd probably be killed at the point they are in this show now. Hellsing, Fire Emblem, Bleach, Madoka Box. God, there was a good ass manga, Sneaky.
Oh, Madoka Box? Yeah, that was freaking amazing.
That was
I'm
great.
sorry, what? I was listening to. F, why would the Stargate provide you with weapons? Thank you, Cal, for reminding us of that.
Um, yeah, Madoka Box. It's a fantastic manga. The anime was apparently almost like shot for shot from the manga.
Oh,
So
was it?
I need to try and track that down. If that is indeed the case. I loved the ending for that though. That ending was fantastic.
Yeah, that ending. That was a true Madoka Box twist.
Yeah, oh god,
And it
that fucking
explains
epilogue
so much
chapter.
about the world.
Yeah, and then we get the heartwarming epilogue. And you're just like, wait, so let me get straight. Her one wish this entire time has now been granted because she lost that presence. All right. Okay.
Well, no, like the epilogue is honestly, when I was a child, I thought childish things and did childish things. When I was an adult, I put away those childish things. That's literally what it is. Like the ending of Mac Hall, that was an amazing ending as well. I don't know, you guys probably never saw that. It's a webcomic.
No.
Uh, it was literally a parody webcomic when it started off. It was called Mac Hall because it was an artist, and everyone in the hallway at his dorm used Macs. And it was just here I am drawing art. What kind of adventures could we have gotten up to if our jokes were real? You know, the in-group jokes that you have, like, oh, this guy's a mad scientist. What if he actually was a mad scientist? What kind of silly shit would he think up? You know.
Hey,
Hmm.
Sneaky, who's Sasha in Sword Art Online?
Sasha.
Sasha.
I'm not crazy. Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar to me.
Is she one of the
Sasha. Oh,
Oh, the
she's the
librarian.
one in charge of the orphanage.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, she was the one who ran the orphanage on the
Yes.
first floor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I remember her because she was way more of an actual character in the
Looking
parody.
12.
No. You can't just buy them. Also, you're completely unqualified to be a parent.
Oh, a bridge series bringing more personality to people than the actual anime did. Oh, that's another good point. Good, you raise another good point. Why would the reincarnated
So,
Ganondorf not be evil?
Yeah. Now, maybe he's going to slowly become evil.
yeah, I think the
The cycle demands it. The cycle
Li-
demands blood.
I was going to say, literally, an ancient demonic entity from, was it space? I forget. Anyway, an
Something like
ancient
that.
demonic entity said, this is how it shall be. And so far, they've been going off that cycle for hundreds of years and at least 3
yeah,
timelines.
I
why mess with
actually read
something that
a
works?
Legend of Zelda Five Nights at Freddy's crossover where the cycle was still in place. And Ganondorf was the guy who made those machines.
I was going to say, no, you know what? That actually sounds interesting.
That sounds like a fantastic idea, actually.
It was actually quite good until Link died for the first time, finally unable to beat Ganondorf. Um, but then he like just went totally off the rails and it just became stupid.
Hmm.
Like he just had Link die in succession, skipping through all the Five Nights at Freddy's games,
Oh.
and then somehow Wolf became one of the animatronics, and it was just weird. It was just stupid and weird. And like
Good concept ruined, I
Ganondorf
guess.
brainwashed Zelda because she forgot she was Zelda.
No,
And
that's not the first time that's happened, actually,
I
so.
know it was, but I mean, like the way he did it was just so why, you know. Let's see. Anything else we can
Has
criticize
there?
here?
I wonder.
why there are armed charges, why the Stargate provide you with weapons, why reincarnation of Ganondorf. Oh, right! The teams. Finally, I really don't care for your reasoning on adding a fifth person to both teams. This both breaks how the world works and is completely unnecessary and cliched.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that they never actually attempted a Zelda game in which Ganon is actually a good person. It starts off as a good person, and his
Ugh, my brain is not
previous
working
incar
tonight.
previous incarnations
Unnecessary.
actually start to slowly warp him against his will. That would be interesting. Why haven't they tried that?
Because they still haven't even made Zelda a main character yet.
Okay, Google, help me
Uh,
spell unnecessary. I am just being retarded
I'd
tonight.
I'd argue that
Okay, I'm
Skyward
forgetting a
Sword
C.
probably
Okay.
was one of the first to do that. Uh, are we ignoring the CDI game where you played as Zelda?
Uh, We are ignoring the CDI games because those are terrible. Everyone wants to forget the CDI. I mean, yes, technically speaking,
Okay, I should
she
recommend
has
that
been a
keeper.
playable character. However, we're going to ignore the CDI games because Nintendo literally said those didn't happen.
Very well explained,
Nintendo
cliche.
publicly disowned them.
Even more cliched is your OCs getting it on with
Yeah.
Ruby
Oh, by the way,
Rose
there
and
is
Yellow.
a Blaze Blue SAO crossover in English. There's another one that's in Spanish, so that one can be ignored. Soul
I mean,
Eater, High School DxD,
I'm
probably do it.
sure I have more to complain about,
Oh,
but
no, don't say
honestly,
you're complaining.
right.
These are criticism. This isn't complaint. This is not whining. These are
Final Fantasy
valid
13
criticisms.
crossover.
criticize, but
Samurai
honestly,
Showdown.
I just don't care anymore.
Uh, there is one Negima crossover for Blaze Blue. Really? How do you even get the idea for that?
All right.
Metal Gear. Alright, this one I gotta try and I gotta see what this one is. Please be interesting. Damn it.
All right, and post review. We're probably never hearing back from him.
Oh, you're gonna hear from him shortly before he blocks you a
I
bit.
hope he responds
I'm
so
sure he'll
much.
respond and then immediately block Sneaky so that Sneaky can't say anything.
Probably.
Indeed.
How
Ruby,
do you
Ruby,
how do you even
Harry
some
Potter.
of these crossovers to Blaze I'm like, oh, I could see how you could come up with that idea. And others like, how?
Others are just sitting there and asking why.
Like, there's a crossover for Blaze Blue in Contai Collection.
You know what? You know what? Actually, we're gonna since we're at the 2 hour mark, so we're gonna close out the stream with me
Oh my.
recommending a fiction.
Ugh, that's
Cool.
fine. I cannot believe we spent the entire. Well, actually, no. I can believe we spent the entire stream on one thing because it was terrible.
All right, so for anyone watching, past, present, or future, if you enjoy One Punch Man and the actual meaning behind it and Sword Art Online, you'll have a fun time reading One Punch Gamer. in which Kirito gets the power of One Punch Man inside Sao. And as the author says, this is a very cracky story because it is One Punch Man. It's going to be barely serious. If you haven't watched One Punch Man, I highly recommend you watch One Punch Man because it is fabulous.
Season 2 is coming this summer, or
Season
well,
2 is
this year, I
coming?
think.
Excellent.
Season 2 is confirmed. It's supposed to be this year. I can't remember if it's summer or fall.
Oh, I want season 2.
And if this is going to encourage you further to read this is 39 chapters, 530k words. He writes a Fate Stay Omake at the end, near the end of the story. And he does have plans to write a sequel to this story, in which they go to other worlds, because fuck it, why not?
Oh,
Eventually. I
huh.
believe this sequel is going to be picking up at the Alicization arc.
Which I will eventually catch up to in the light novels.
Um,
Is this a satire site?
what is?
The fucking headline for this article, Saitama may come back in season 2 of One Punch Man. Mate, it's
One
named
Punch
after...
Man.
He is One Punch Man, you dumb fuck. Oh my god. This has got to be a troll.
But even if you haven't watched One Punch Man, this author, Saint Infernal Neos, has written 3 stories for One Punch Man. And they are all highly amusing. Lucis Naturae and Requiem Universis. They're both humor stories as well, a bit cracky as well. The first one was actually started as an April Fool's joke, where Kirito is a combination of The Thing, Prototype, and Superman.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, funny stories. Read them if you want, but you have to know Sword Art Online to get most of the jokes. And with that, we're reaching 2 hours, so we shall say our goodbyes, and we will see you
See
Friday
you
or
all.
before Friday if we ever get a stream of one of our various games that we play, like Dead Effect or Minecraft going.
Yep.
So,
We
and with
will
that,
see you all later.
sayonara.